Okay guys, one of the review activities I want you to do this week while I'm gone is working on subtracting integers, okay? I've been with you for a few weeks. This is an area that some of us are struggling on, okay? If you're doing well, I have no problem. Keep doing what you're doing. If it's working, great. But for a lot of us, it's not, and I want us to look at a little different way to think of these problems. And we're going to start by looking at adding integers first, because we've done well with that. Okay, adding integers. Let's just look at a few examples. Let's just say I had 3 plus 2. Okay, that's going to give me, obviously, 5. I add the two integers together. We've also done well when we add two negative numbers. So, quick review. Let's say negative 3 plus a negative 2. Okay? Sure we can see that good. So I'm going to add 3 plus 2, which is 5, and the answer will be a negative number. When we add two negatives, we get a negative. Okay? We've done well with those. Again, we're just reviewing here. We've also done okay when we have negative 3 plus 2. Okay? When we're adding two integers of a different sign, the way I like to think about it is subtract the two numbers. Do 3 minus 2, which is 1. Then the sign is the same as the sign of the biggest number. 3 and 2, which one is larger? 3. What's the sign on 3? It's a negative. So we'll get negative 1. Okay? We can also do 3 plus a negative 2. Okay? Usually looks like that. 3 plus a negative 2. Again, adding two integers with a different sign on each, subtract them. 3 minus 2 is 1. We give the sign of the biggest number. 3 is bigger than 2, so we use a positive. Positive 1. Okay? This should be a review. You've done this well. So what we're going to look at is when we're subtracting integers, if we can change that to an addition problem, we've now taken a hard problem and made it into an easier problem. We're going to use something that's found. It's called the KFC method, okay? Think of the chicken, KFC, all right? Well, what does KFC exactly mean? Here's what KFC stands for. K is for keep. F is for flip, and C is for change. KFC. Keep, flip, change. Let's see how that works when we start to look at them. I'm going to also write KFC up here. I think it'll help us see what to do. KFC. So we've got subtraction problems, okay? All right. Obviously, if you start with a subtraction problem like 4 minus 2, that's a pretty easy one, okay? 4 minus 2 is 2. We don't need to use this method. But what if we get something like 3 minus 5? Okay? So, we keep the first number the same. We flip the sign of the negative to a positive. Finally, C, we change. We change the sign of the 5 to a negative number. Okay, now we have an addition problem. 3 plus a negative 5. We're adding two integers now with a different sign. So we subtract them. 5 minus 3 is 2. What's the biggest sign? What's the biggest number? 5. What's its sign? A negative. Okay, see how that worked? Let's try another one. Let's do 8 minus 12. KFC. Keep the first number the same. Flip the sign. Change the sign of the last number. It will be a negative. So we have 8 plus a negative 2. Hopefully you can see that. well. Okay, so now we just do an addition problem. Signs are different, so we subtract the two numbers. 12 minus 8 is 4. We give the sign of the biggest number. 12 is bigger. It's a negative. We get negative 4. Okay? Let's keep looking. Let's work with negative 3 minus 5. Okay? Okay. Keep the first number the same. Flip the sign. Change the sign of the last number to a negative. Now, we have an addition problem. Same sign on each number. Negative 3 and negative 5. So we add them. 8. Since it's both negatives, it's a negative 8. Okay? You try one. Let me write this one down. Let's go with negative 5 minus 11. Okay? Pause the video for a second. Try this problem, and when everyone's had a chance, restart. Okay, let's keep, flip, and change. Keep the same. Flip the sign. Change the sign of the last number. Now we have negative 5 plus a negative 11. So 5 plus 11 is 16. Since they're both negative, it will be a negative. Okay? Let's look at that a little more. Let's do 5 minus a negative 13. You'll often see it wrote like that. Keep, flip, change. Keep the same. Flip, change the sign. So what do we have here? We just have 5 plus 13. 5 plus 13, they're all positive numbers. So it's 18. Let's try one again. Let's go with 6 minus a negative 17. Pause the video, give everyone just a little bit of time to work on that. When we're ready, hit play. Okay, let's take a look. Keep, flip, change. What do we have? 6 plus a positive 17. Just two numbers to add together, we get 23. Okay? We're going to keep going. We're going to get a little more practice. Let's look at negative 4 minus a negative 7. I'll do this one. Keep it the same. Don't mess with the first number. It stays the same. Flip. Change the sign. Negative 4 plus 7. That's what we have now. So we're adding numbers with two different signs. What do we do when we add integers with different signs? We subtract them. 7 minus 4 is 3. We give it the sign of the bigger number. 7 is bigger than 4, so it's a positive 3. We don't have to write in the positive there. Let's have you guys try one. Let's try negative 10 minus a negative 4. Pause the video. Try it yourself, and when everyone's ready, hit play. All right, let's take a look. Keep it the same. KFC. Keep. Flip. Change the sign. I now have negative 10 plus a positive 4. Okay? Negative 10 plus a positive 4. Different signs, and we're adding them. So, 10 minus 4 will be 6. Give it the sign of the bigger number. 10 is bigger than 4, and 10 is negative. Negative 6. Okay, go ahead and keep working on your worksheets. It will be homework. Again, if you have another method that was working for you, go ahead and keep doing it. I'm not one to throw you off, but I want you to see another method. Okay,